Something that's been on my mind for a while now is the thought of comfort. And I think we have this very toxic idea when it comes to being comfortable. And the reason why I've been thinking about this is because I think the first time in like 3 to 4 years, I'm kind of feeling comfortable with the situation that I'm in. And what we learn from our hustle culture right now, I think, is more like, oh, you're feeling comfortable, so you're not growing. And, it's kind of like this idea of like, hey, once you feel comfort, you're not growing anymore, right? So that's I kind of feel like, at least that's how I feel about things. Is like, hey, I feel comfortable, which means I'm kind of settling for things and I kind of need to get out of that state again to be in a state of growing again, right? Like that's at least how it feels to me. And I've been thinking about this a little more and I kind of want to share my thoughts on it. Um because I genuinely think that's like a toxic behavior that we're learning to have is like this constant feeling of we need to change things, we need to change our environment, we need to grow, we need to move, we need to keep going. And I think it just pushes us so much into only being focused on the future rather than also enjoying the present moment. And if I've learned anything from spirituality and whatever stuff that I've been looking into the last couple of years, it's always about being in the present moment. Like manifesting and creating your future, yes, but you're also creating your future here right now, right? So if you're constantly thinking of like the future, you're not really creating things in the now, in the present moment. And I don't know, I just think that we can change this and we're allowed to be comfortable. We're allowed to just exist without the pressure of always needing to be someone else than who we are right now. At least that's what I think. And I've been thinking about this and I have so many different thoughts on it because on one side, of course, like there's a part of me is like, oh my God, am I settling right now? Am I settling for comfort? Am I settling for like less that I'm supposed to have in this lifetime, less that I'm supposed to receive? But then on the other hand, like I'm thinking of like all the discomfort that I went through over the last couple of years and just more having the feeling of like being proud that I'm finally at a place in my life where I have found comfort again. Even if things are not perfect right now, and even if things do look different than I expected they would at this time of my life, I do feel a feeling of like peace and comfort and just peace with the situation that I'm in. And just, I also guess like the first time in my life where I'm like not trying to move somewhere else, not trying to escape my life, not trying to escape any situation and just allowing myself to simply exist in this moment. It's like really hard to talk about it and like to put my thoughts into words right now, but maybe you get what I'm trying to say here. It's more like an maybe comfort is not wrong. Maybe yes, maybe if we're talking about like comfort zone, like for me today, for example, like filming this episode, like I don't know, there was so much resistance over the last week of like creating content again and like putting myself out there. And I'm kind of with this act also leaving my comfort zone again in a sense of like doing something that I don't feel like I want to do, I guess out of fear, out of not feeling creative, all that stuff. But still doing it, right? So like that can also be a situation of like leaving your comfort zone. But I think like my idea of like leaving your comfort zone has always been like pushing myself to the most extreme limit that I could push myself towards. If that would be like, like having the idea of moving somewhere and just making it happen in the course of 3 months and just packing my things and leaving, for example. Like that's something I've done twice now. And I don't know, they're just things that I've been doing where I was like, okay, let me just cut everything and I'm just gonna leave. Because I always thought, okay, I'm too comfortable here right now. And I mean, of course, it was an intuitive feeling too, like not just like a irrational situation. And I did listen to my intuition. It was always good that I left. But now that I'm living in my hometown, where like in my mind, if I logically thought about it, I would be like, why am I comfortable in my hometown right now? Like, this makes no sense to me. But then on the other hand, it's like, whatever. Does it need to make sense? Is it okay if I'm like falling in love with my hometown again and I genuinely enjoy being here right now? And I would have never thought that I would ever say that, but I think the last time that I enjoyed being my hometown, I guess, was before COVID, when I was starting to study business. Like that was, I think, the starting point. Like when I went to university, I was like, for 1.5 years or so, I was like, damn, I kind of like the city. And then, yeah, I don't know, things changed during COVID. Then I moved a couple times. And then every time I came back, it was always this like old vision. And I did not like being here, and everything was so small. And I don't know. But now it's like it changed. And now I really enjoy being here. And it's like, damn, do I even have to leave? Do I even need to leave? I mean, I guess in some point, like the urgency of like the feeling inside of me, the burning desire of like, damn, I need to move somewhere. I want to live somewhere else is probably gonna hit me. Um, but whatever. Why can I not just enjoy the comfort of now, and then once that moment hits me again where I'm like, okay, it's time to move on. It's time to move. I can just trust that that sensation is gonna come, and I'm guided and my soul is guiding me, and I don't have to put pressure on myself right now because I'm enjoying things. And I don't know if you have that too, but if you have like been going through so many things in your life and you have not really had the feeling of joy for like so long, and then you feel it again and all these old traumas are coming up and you're just like, damn, is that just a temporary feeling? Is that a warning sign? I'm feeling good here. I'm feeling joy. Like, what is this? This is weird. This is unfamiliar. But I'm like learning to just be with my shadow and just be like, hey, okay, wait, this is good. Joy is a good feeling. Comfort can also be a good feeling. And yeah. And maybe if we have that too, like that's what I've been also thinking about. Is like maybe if we feel this insane sensation of like, okay, this is comfortable and I like it here and I want to be here for now, maybe it's preparing us for something else as well. Like, because if you think about it, if you were growing all the time and like moving all the time, like traveling, moving, going places, all that stuff takes a lot of energy, right? And then maybe you need a period where you're just resting and where you're comfortable and where everything just feels a little, I don't want to say slower, but just the growth doesn't happen so much in the external, more happens internally. But it's not like growing in a sense of like growing pain and whatever. It's more like, okay, I am experiencing comfort and joy, and how can I rewrite that feeling, even though it's a good feeling? But if it feels scary, like how can I feel it and move through it, if that makes sense, in a positive way?